Det är inte ofta det är så här. Någon glömde att stänga av kran.
Här kan det vara ett fint ställe för allt annars. Jag tänkte mer utan vattnet så det kanske var fint.
This is from just a few days ago, and a bit of a particular set of locations. So I thought I'd share this with you guys. This is myself, Patrick, from there on the water channel, paddling together with my friend Ulrika. This is day 2 of our kayak camping adventure. A bit improvised this trip, but we found a nice stretch to paddle from Ljungsbro in Sweden to Linköping. And on the way is Lake Roxen and a lot of locks at Bergs slussar. So the lake here, Roxen, actually turned out to have extremely high water levels. So you can see this, well, clearly here. This was on the sunny day 2 of our paddle, but the evening before had a bit more dramatic impact in terms of the water levels here, definitely affecting our paddle plan. We had 2 great days on the water, exploring and seeing new areas and seeing new things, but the location here is just a bit south of our campsite, and we were a bit delayed, more so than anticipated, in getting to the water onto Lake Roxen. We had been river paddling or creek paddling before that, and you can see here the location where we actually set up our campsite. We reached that not in daylight like this, but in conditions where it was getting darker and darker. And basically,
Ja, det lugnade sig faktiskt lite där.
we had a bit of a fight against time while there was still light to find a suitable
Ja, den
spot
riktningen är det.
where
Men,
we could actually get to shore.
Ja,
And it would
exakt.
prove to
Så
be
vi kan
really
ha
difficult, so I
lite
thought I'd mention this in this video
Egentligen ska vi
and
det där
show you
är
guys
ska
what
vi
this looked like.
gissa, ja. Svårt att placera det på, men det är nog så. Men vi kanske inte går runt idag som sagt.
So I had done a little bit of research before this, and I knew that this area where we were headed would be kind of swamp-like in all cases, even in normal conditions, and I knew that the water levels would be high. But the question was whether that water would bring us closer to the land that was actually available there, or whether it would just be swampy. And as you can see here, we made it to land, but it was actually a bit dramatic in the dark there, in the light of a headlight trying to identify a spot where you could actually get to land, get to shore. And this, of course, was completely dark by the time we got here. So we spotted this bird watching platform, and you can see the swamp-like areas around here. We'll see that a little bit more clearly in a moment. But basically in the dark, it was really difficult to see further away what options were available. It was only really a matter of relying on the map. And as we got closer to here, it seemed like getting to this platform would be our best option. If we couldn't actually camp on ground, maybe we could actually set up a tent on top of the platform itself. So in the dark, in the light of headlights, then basically we found our way to this. It was quite shallow here, so a bit difficult. But we made it, and we set up camp in the dark, and that actually worked out really nicely, and we had this great location. But you can see here the challenges that would have faced us if we would have continued to try and find a suitable campsite down there.
febrilt försökt att hitta fast land.
This is what I'm talking about here. Imagine us having continued and then really tried to navigate this labyrinth in absolute darkness. That would have been interesting. But well, we made it, and this was a great day, day 2, and this was an interesting location. We were literally considering setting up camp here on top of the platform, and that would have been workable. The problem here was that there was also an electric fence around this, but it was turned off, so we were able to access this platform. But there were also signs that the older tower, which is a bit further away, was closed to the public and absolutely not to be entered or climbed. So if we had somehow managed to get there, we might not have seen that in the dark, and that would have been problematic. But we did make it. We had a great time. Had some delicious dinner, potatoes and meat and tomatoes and whatnot.
Yes.
All with a field kitchen, and then we made it to the next day, paddling onwards towards the city of Linköping. Now we had different conditions, of course, full daylight and just great weather, a tiny bit of a breeze, but really warm, sunny, and just enjoyable. So I'll show more in another video. There's just too much to show from this trip. We went on Göta Canal, the famous that goes across much of Sweden. But basically we were able to go hopping from one location to the other, and we had a great time on the water. You always do, and it's always fun when you see new stuff. Yeah, here I'm joking a little bit about the location that we set out from in the evening dusk there. In the low light conditions as we set out for this location, we left Bergs slussar, a series of locks there, and we had a long way to carry our kayaks, which were heavily laden by camping gear, even if the kayaks themselves were light. So we had a bit of a logistical challenge with a lot of carrying to do, but we made it, and we made it in the dark to this campsite. So always good to face a challenge and manage. We were saying here that this little location there could have been a suitable campsite because that was the only other firm ground available, but those birds that probably have residence there would probably not have agreed. So we had company with the mosquitoes instead, but finally the next day we were rewarded by waffles and ice cream. So this is a bit of an improvised follow-up to the trip. It was a great one, thanks to my friend Ulrika for the company, and more to follow in later videos.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe in order to stay updated on new videos and help others find information on this channel. Happy paddles!